Congress, SEC, they're looking into the crypto exchanges, maybe for not the reasons you're thinking about, but I'm going to go over that article as well as the FBI issues warnings and Fed now. What's happening with that? What's happening with cross-border payments? What's happening with the payment system in the United States between banks? Other articles just like that in the latest OG crypto and NFTs. Welcome everyone. My name is Troy, and Monday through Saturday we go over the latest news in crypto assets as well as NFTs. Now, before we jump into these articles, do me a favor, let's hit the subscribe button. Let's subscribe. We're growing the channel. It's new. I get it. But I'm going to give you the best 5 to 10 minutes content, the latest few minutes of content every single day in this space. Let's jump into it. This is a CNBC article, and this kind of makes a lot of sense. Things that, since we're not there's no oversight of the crypto industry, and absolutely of these big crypto exchanges. Does Coinbase, FTX, Binance get inquiries as Congress looks to crack down on $1 billion crypto fraud? So let me say this. Anyone of you that have used any one of these exchanges or any of the 200 exchanges, or approximately 200 exchanges that are out there, how do we know that the pricing of these with our favorite crypto assets, how do we know those are exact crypto prices? How do we know that they're not bumping it 3 or 4%? And then collecting that every single time off of it, meaning that the actual price is less. Now, there is no oversight of this, and this is now being inquired. Now, a lot of people are starting to say, hey, we know that the SEC has been going after specific coins and specific companies, but their real target is these exchanges. They've already given out papers to Coinbase, FTX, Binance. I know there's been several different government agencies doing it, but I think that they're going to go over exactly how they're coming and approaching, their fees, their businesses in whole. How are they deciding what price everything is? I know that on certain, different platforms, prices are different, where people can pull it off one exchange and then sell it on another, and they're buying it cheaper and selling it on another for more. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't happen in any other areas, especially in a huge sector like cryptocurrency. So that's what they're looking into. This is going to be very, very interesting. It says the House Committee on Oversight on Oversight and Reform is dialing in the pressure on federal agencies and crypto exchanges to protect Americans from fraudsters. So there's a lot going on here. I think they're going to also go over, going in. I mean, this has been a big issue with Ethereum, where also if they feel that there is some fraud going on where people are taking money and laundering it through some of these crypto exchanges as well, that the long arm of the federal government can reach in and freeze accounts or actually take the money from it. I know that Vitalik of Ethereum was not happy because that does not make his Ethereum coin decentralized. It makes it centralized because the majority of ETH 2.0 are sitting on these exchanges, and the number one exchange is Coinbase with ETH 2.0. So we're going to get back into this later, but this is going to be a very interesting going forward. Next article here is FBI issues warning for investors on DeFi hacks. It just keeps happening. I mean, all the North Korean, South Korean, the Korean hackers are out there. They're getting into bridges. They're getting into cryptocurrencies. They're getting into exchanges, and they're hacking these. And it just isn't stopping. We're hearing it once a week now that some bridge has been hacked. The vulnerabilities that are out there, they're really putting pressure on. And if you are in that sector and you've invested in it, there's a chance on everything that's out there that you could lose your money in crypto. So with that being said, let's see what the FBI does. It's just issuing warnings. I don't think they're big enough agency, especially they're not worldwide agency, to handle all this. So I think they're just issuing warnings at this point. But we're going to continue to see them going in the future, and we're going to see hundreds of millions of dollars almost on a weekly basis is being stolen off of exchanges, off of bridges, or even off of specific different coins and companies. Next article is Crypto.com mistakenly wires Australian user $10.5 million. This is pretty funny. They owed her $100 And instead of wiring the $100, she has 10.5 million. Obviously, where's the checks and balances at? We don't know. But I think this will be filed under, oops, because this is a really big oops that happened on here. Now, I don't know if she gave the money back or anything like that. I think it's more of a comedy thing than anything else. But yep, even big exchanges like crypto.com make big mistakes. They don't have checks and balances. SBI Crypto, this is crypto news. SBI Crypto has reportedly cut its ties with Russian Bitcoin mining firm BitRiver. And this is in conjunction with the sanctions that the US government has put on Russia and all its allies, including Japan here, making sure that they're all compliant. And this is what's happened. We've got down to the point where the banking system is compliant. Companies, US companies are compliant. Now they're making sure that their allies companies, even in crypto, is compliant. This shows the long arm of the federal government can absolutely, be involved and make sure that everyone is compliant all over the world. Next article here, and something that I'm really looking forward to, it says XRP Validators start voting on NFT related amendment. So you have to have 80% of the validators say that it's okay to have NFTs run over to the XRP ledger as well as and use the XRP coin. That looks like we're coming up to 80% right now. The vote is supposed to be good to the end of the month. When I met with Ripple, they said that every validator is on no, and they have to go in and hit yes, and then they have to actually then take their response and then have it recorded by the end of this month. And so it looks like we're at 80%. Once we have 80%, then we're going to see NFTs run over XRP. What does this mean? Now, what is traditionally, what NFTs are running over? Well, it's Ethereum and Solana. Ethereum is, slow timing, high gas fees. I've used it many times. I've been very disappointed. If a transaction doesn't go through, you lose the gas fees. It is BS. Solana came out and they're much quicker and much easier and much less expensive. And so it's been kind of the summer of Solana NFTs. But when it's all said and done, what is NFTs for? Are they just for cute, animal pictures and communities? They're not. The actual application for NFTs are going to be so much greater. I know that Ripple this year on the XRP ledger got together with the country, Colombia, and are putting land deeds on the XRPL. What does that really mean? That means that every piece of land in Colombia is going to be put on over 100,000 pieces of deeds. Well, that's going to prove who owns the land at that moment. Now, how do I keep that in line? I can actually make an NFT of each one of those land deeds, and people can buy those NFTs off of, let's call it XRP, right? The more land deeds, it doesn't matter if it's Colombia or other South American countries, even the United States, they're all gonna be on ledgers in which you're gonna be able to use NFTs to actually look up title. Even more importantly, when title's exchanged, you can actually use an NFT for that exchange and record that transaction. That's crazy, but this is what the real usage, the beginning usage and the adoption usage of NFTs are, and we're really excited to see XRP out there. It's not about animal pictures, and I'm not putting anything down there, but we're seeing the plummet right now of that NFT world. NFTs are just a lot of them are going to nothing right now. The next article is going to really look at OpenSea and their volume of NFTs and see how much it's plummeted. But this is really exciting. I really want to see the real case use for NFTs. Now, OpenSea is just falling completely apart. OpenSea turns into an NFT ghost town after daily volume plummets 99% off of peak. We have every single week we come out with a blue chip, go over blue chip NFT projects out there, and we continue to see them for the past 5 weeks plummet, even down 50, 60, 70% off their highs. Some of them are at 80 and 90% off their highs. Now, when I do this week, you're going to see that they've all bounced back a little bit, but the volume's not there. Why? This is disposable income. Less people have disposable income, number one. Number two, all these flippers in the NFT world have to go back to work. Yes, real work, right? Not just flipping NFTs for a living and laughing it off and destroying communities. They got to go back to work because there's just not enough money here to keep them going. We're going to continue to see this, I think, through the end of the year, that we're going to see the volume going to nothing. I said, one of the things that my strategies here on NFTs, especially some of the ones I deal with, that I own, I should say, I'm trying to sell them off if it's worth selling off. Otherwise, I'm going to keep them through, crypto NFT winter, which I think is going to last probably 6-9 months, if not a year to a year and a half. We're going to see what comes out on the other end. But the adoption of other things other than what we're putting on OpenSea or Looks Rare or Magic, the Soul Sea and Magic Eden, these aren't the real adoption of NFTs. These are kind of the expendable money NFTs that are out there. Next, Fed Reserve says real-time payment system could begin as early as May 2023. Okay, so this is the headline that's been going on. It's called Fed Now. They said that sometime probably in the second or third quarter of next year, we're going to have an upgrade to our system. Now, a lot of people have talked about this being one of the first steps of a new world order that's happening. We all know that any of us here in the United States, and if you're looking at us in the United States, we know that we have Zelle, and Zelle is a bank-to-bank, point-to-point system where we can send money. I think it's, there's a limited amount of money, and it gets sent in real time if you have a bank account and you have a number or email address or something, your name that's related to your account. Once it's sent, it's not as secure. So if you might send it to someone that you don't really know, even though they have the same name, or you miss a letter or on an email or an address, whatever that is, it's not as secure. They want to make that a little bit, they want to bring that system into, the banking and Federal Reserve systems, so there's more, interoperability, as well as faster transaction speeds and more accurate times. Now, people are speculating that this is cryptocurrency that's going to be the forefront of this technology. We already know cryptocurrency is much faster than anything that they're going to put in Web 2 or put in the payment system as we know it. With that being said, a lot of rumors are floating around that XRP or Ripple is somewhere going to be in the mix. Now, there's Valiant, which is a company that's out there that is working very closely with Ripple, that has big ties with the Federal Reserve, that they might be involved, and that there might be, a lot of Ripple in the background. But this is a story that's going to be huge going into that at the beginning of 2023, that we're going to find out a lot more that's going on with it. But right now, a lot of rumors floating around that cryptocurrency, and this is the adoption, the absolute real adoption of cryptocurrency into our everyday lives. I believe we have that. I think that's it. Is there one more? That's it, guys, for today. I mean, we could have went over 2 or 3 more articles. There's so much going on out there, this week in cryptocurrency. I know that as we continue to march on towards the ETH merge, which is the middle of the month, we also haven't, Mt. Gox. We don't know when that's going to happen. I predict in the fourth quarter, we're going to see a dump of 100,000 Bitcoin on the market, where Bitcoin is struggling right now. It's under 20,000. The miners are hurting on top of this. There's a lot of pain going on in crypto right now. There's people that are, out there feeling very, very bullish on it with some of the news. But I think a lot of that news is just to keep it bullish. It's not going to be adopted for at least another 3 to 6 months. So with all that being said, guys, you take care, and I will see you tomorrow.